Well, welcome to the Life Groups and Life Missions Leadership Podcast. We're honored that you chose to spend just a few minutes of your week with us. We hope that today's content will bring value to you as a leader and as a follower of Christ.
Right. So, man, this year so far has been pretty amazing with the messages that we've heard about habits. We've talked multiple times about the habits that Donnie and I have started. I have heard so many great habits that you guys are starting this year. I recently heard a podcast that said that most people have forgotten their New Year's resolutions and the changes that they were going to make. But I know that for you guys are not. And if you are, just pick it back up where you left off and continue doing that because it's worth it in the long run.
Yeah, and we're here to support you in that. So just let us know. If you're struggling, let us know. We want to be able to pray for you in that. We want to be able to help, maybe give you some tips or pointers. And if you're really killing it, we want to know too. So we want to know your secrets so that we can get better at what we're doing as well.
Right, and that's how what we get to do is learn from each other. And
Absolutely.
Really that brings us into today's podcast. We really want to be able to cover with you guys the importance of connecting, one, if you're a life group leader, with those who are in attendance of your life group, and if you're a life group leader, connecting with your community leader, and for you community leaders, connecting with your life group leaders. You see, again, there's my word connect for the year. It's so important for all of us to connect. You see, we get to, as the church, learn from one another.
Yeah, see, when we take the time to really care for each other, care for the relationships, it's not just one-sided, right? The conversation doesn't just go one way. So if I'm a community leader and I'm connecting with you, Chad, and you're a life group leader, it's not all about, hey, Chad, how are you struggling so that I can come in and save the day?
Right.
It's also, hey, man, how are you winning so that I can learn from you? Maybe I'd apply it in my life group because I'm a life group leader too. And then also be able to share that with other life group leaders. And then also the reverse is true. The reason that we want to be a part of these relationships, both as a life group leader, as a community leader, is because we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Being a life group leader isn't always easy. Sometimes it's difficult. Yeah. Whether you've been doing it forever and you're a community leader, or whether you've been doing it forever and you're a life group leader, there's seasons where it's difficult. And when we have other people who are in the same boat as us that we can relate to and have conversations with, a lot of times it helps us take those next steps that we already know in our head, but just having the conversation with somebody who's like-minded gives us the perspective to be able to step into it in the right way.
Yeah, I love that. And we hear stories all the time from you guys, from community leaders and life group leaders, of different challenges that you have faced in your groups. Here's what's so amazing. If you have come on the other side of a struggle and you share that with your community leader, they're then going to be able to take that knowledge to another life group who may be in a similar season that they just aren't sure how to navigate through. I mean, we hear stories from community leaders about so many things that are working inside of groups, and we also want to continue to hear those.
Yeah, and the reason that we have the structure, the Spanish care structure that we talk about, is because Chad and I, we want to learn from you.
Yes.
Not only Chad and I, but our organization wants to learn from you. So when you're winning, when things are going really well, or you are on the other side of that struggle, when we can learn from you, that helps us as an organization get better. Because just like a couple days ago, I was meeting with the other area life groups and life missions pastors. We're sharing what's working at our location, what's not working, so that as an organization, we get better, because it all comes back to what we talked about the other day. Mm-hmm. It's all about the one. Yep. Every single person that steps into a life group, every single leader that steps into leading a life group, you matter. You matter to us. You matter to God. So we want to be able to get better at our craft, what we're doing.
Exactly. So here's our challenge to you guys this week. Just like a couple weeks ago, it's connect with one person. So if you are a life group leader, shoot a text right now or give someone a call that's in your life group. If you're a community leader, reach out to one of your life group leaders and see how you can learn from them, because we're doing that all throughout the week, texting you guys, trying to find out more about how we can learn from you guys. So thank you for everything that you are doing. We look forward to seeing you guys this weekend, to high five you, give you a hug. We love you guys. And remember, whoever finds God
Finds life.